Today, I will be teaching everybody how to do Florida Gothic makeup. Now you may be asking yourself, what is Florida Gothic makeup? Florida Gothic makeup is simply put, Gothic makeup for people from Florida. Very simple, very easy. Now what makes it Florida Gothic? A shit ton of setting spray, sunscreen setting spray on top of it all, and powder. Let's get to it. But before I start, I'm gonna serve myself more cafecito. Perfect. Let's get started, shall we? Headband. It is so hot. Anyways, hold on. Let me grab a fan. I need to go grab a fan. It's hot. Much better. So now that we got our headband on, I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, shit ton of setting spray. This is the Milian Make It Last sunscreen setting spray, SPF 30. So I already have my skincare on. I have both my body and facial sunscreen on, and first thing I like to do right after I do my skincare is just a little bit. And what that's gonna do, not only offer sun protection, but when your makeup starts, when you start putting on your makeup, your skin's a little tacky, so it makes the makeup stick better to your skin. Second order of business, I go ahead with an SPF skin tint. I've had this for like about a year. This is, I don't remember the full name, but it's the Milk Makeup Sun something. It's like an SPF 30 as well, and it's just like a skin tint. You just kind of push it and you see the foundation, the skin tint foundation, whatever you want to call it. So it's to kind of push itself out, as you can see. I'll put a little bit more. I don't want to put too much because I don't want to cake this on. It's again mainly to have some skin protection as well as a little bit of color back in your skin, because I'm not gonna lie, my sunscreen does have a bad tendency of having a little bit of a white cast. That same setting spray, start blending that out. Don't forget your ears just a little bit, as well as your neck. I know I put a lot on my neck, and that's because I wanted to all blend together, make my skin look like skin. Check myself to make sure I'm well blended. Always good thing, go with a mirror, good under here. And I did not see that, so just make sure it's just well blended. I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I am going to be using the Haus Labs concealer in the shade 14 Light Peach. It's not a bad concealer, it's a medium coverage, I will say. The wand, and this is a common problem I've heard with the Haus Labs concealer, the wand is has a tendency to do that, just completely come off, and then you're just left with a stick. But we do our best here. I like adding some jawline contour. before I blend it all. I'm gonna use my Fenty contour stick in the shade Amber. It's the matchstick. Love this, favorite contour ever. I need a mirror for this, so. Alright. It's kind of what it looks like before I blend it out. Now that all is together, Beauty Blender, it's been in a little drawer, you would say. I can say, so it's been in a little drawer, so it's a little dent, who cares? It works just fine. Pinch and squeeze, you know. I recently went back to using a beauty blender when it came to contour because I became a brush user for a bit to do my makeup, because I've heard that's a lot of makeup, like professional makeup artists do. I don't have professional makeup artist skills, as you can tell, so I'm going back to using a beauty blender, but you use whatever makes you feel comfortable, you know? This is a judgment-free zone. It's like a Planet Fitness for makeup. Just a little bit on my nose. I don't really like to do too much when it comes to my nose. Just mainly some concealer to highlight those points. Use the back side of that beauty blender, spritz, spritz, and go ahead and set in the concealer. On my lid for the eyeshadow in a moment. And lastly, the jawline. Look, make sure everything is well blended and it looks like skin. Alright, so this is what I look like right now. I need to take a sip of coffee, so anyways, continuing on. Base is pretty much done, so don't know why. My first instinct is to use my hands when I have a fan right at my disposal. Just kind of set that in. I don't use this powder often. I'm still in the market. I'm looking for a new one. But when I do use it, it is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I've not used it in a while, as you can see, so I take very, very little. Under my eyes mainly. This mainly anywhere where I guess I had put the contour. Not the contour, the concealer, so. And while that bakes, I'm going to just adjust my eyebrows super quick, and I don't really need a lot of adjusting. Where is that mirror again? they don't really need a lot of adjusting. I shave them about once a week, so yeah, I thin them out. Just fix up that front hair just a little bit. And now that that's sit for a bit, and I want to do my eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dust that off. And I think it's very good that I put some on my chin, because my chin and my upper lip tends to be the place where I sweat the most. I am going to take my Kaylee. I don't know if anyone can see it, but there it is. Got it from Amazon. It was a 2-pack, and it looks like a lipstick. So you just, but what it really is, it's an eyeliner. So I'm going to kind of do this off camera, but let me see if I can quickly show you guys what that looks like. The tip more. It's very, very strong, as you can see. So I'm gonna fix this up and do this off camera. Okay, the eyeliner's on. You can see it's bled a little bit from the beginning, but it's okay. Pack up makeup wipes, a Q-tip. Just dip it in there. Just lightly go under your eye with it. There is that. And there we go. Now that that's gone, I am going to take the NYX Jumbo White Eyeliner. So make sure there's a nice clean white base. And what sucks the most is that it will bleed in with your eyeliner, so that's why one looks a little gray and the other one actually looks white. So let me see if I can fix that. If not, then I guess we'll go for something different. Just kind of fixing the creases a little bit. Wiping off anything that, there we go. I will take my Stone Fox palette from Colourpop. Best purchase I've ever made, honestly. Best purchase. And I think I got it on a clearance section at Ulta. Fantastic. And it was perfectly intact. She might look a little dusty now, but that's because I've been using her. Yeah. And let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into, you can't see it maybe that well on the palette, but that white shade right there, the Dreamful. Just gonna grab some of that. Just lightly pack that in. Very light. The same white brush that I used for that NYX Jumbo eyeliner. Okay, so this also might be something I have to do off camera because I don't want to risk messing up my makeup even more, but I'm using this. It's called, I just realized it was upside down, so it's called Accurate Liquid Eye Pencil, and it's a felt tip. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm back. I've kind of cleaned up a little bit. We are trusting the process because I'll be honest, I so far am not a fan of the way it's coming out, but trusting the process. Just fix that here just a little bit. I've darkened it, I've fixed it up as much as I could. Yeah, so this is what it's looking like so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do my blush. So what an epic failure. I realized I wasn't recording, but that's okay. I basically applied my blush. I use these two in tandem with each other. I have the About Face Cheek Freak in the shade Raunchy, and this one's more like a bomb. As you can see, I gotta glue it back because it's pretty cool. It looks like a compact. It just kind of comes out of its little compact. And my favorite of all time, the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Puff. Favorite of all time. I'm trying to look for this one, kind of like this, but I haven't found that like perfect pinky shade I like so much. And yeah, I just first go in with a little bit of the, I have both of them mixed here already because like I said, I kind of did my blush off camera since I did not realize I wasn't recording, but that's okay. So yeah, I just go in with like a little bit. I don't believe in blush blindness. I don't. I actually love blush, and I'm obsessed with the 80s blush, like that, the blush being your contour that's like cuts right here, comes all the way here and into your eyes and makeup sometimes. Obsessed. I love it. I love it, and I wish people would play more into that look. I kind of like also like a blushing nose to look a little like a clown. I kind of really like that, so I'm just kind of, yeah, there you go. Let me just, girl, what I said about that Florida Gothic makeup, you're gonna be sweating. So that is the blush. Let's set that aside and let's see where we're at. Okay, kind of gonna go in back here. Normally what I like to do is this. What I like to do is that, kind of put it up top there and blend it out just a little bit. And I'll show you why I like to do this. First of all, I think I look a little bit more lifted. I like that early 2000s kind of like having the white under your eyebrow. I remember I used to watch my mom do it a couple times. Same palette. I like to go in and with that same white shade, I'm just going to dip my finger in it and up top. Just a little bit up top. Just a tiny bit so the brow bone looks like more defined. And yeah, like that shape it has to it. And another Q-tip, and I'm just gonna make a clear distinction between my crease and my brow bone, just like that. And there you go. I like that a little bit more, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And this is what we got so far. Before setting spray, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of setting spray. The fan is right across from me. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna grab a different palette and some highlighter, and then a lip color. Got my highlighter, the Wet n Wild highlighting powder. Favorite. This one's in the shade Blossom Glow. Brush. And first, remember how we put that white up there on the brow bone? That's what we're gonna do first. Sometimes I like to go in with a shimmery eyeshadow, like a white one or a translucent one, and just put it above the brow bone. The highlighter works just fine. And I went to the pheromone school of applying highlighter, so I like to put a lot. And I know you apply as much as you want, just like with the blush and whatever makeup you see here. You adjust it to your needs and to what works for you. But I love an overabundance of highlighter. And yeah, that's how I look. Alrighty. Okay, so as that kind of sets, I am going to kind of look at myself, see how I'm doing, if I need to apply anything else. I've already applied the setting spray, so I don't need to do that again. You can if you want to, but I don't. Curl my lashes, so mascara. You all heard that. Just a little bird in the swamp back there. Jesus. This makeup is sweating off. So yeah, and we're filming outside, so yeah, swamp makeup, one might say maybe. I need to please think of a better way to make mascara so that doesn't happen. Okay, salvageable. But that normally happens a lot and it ruins my fucking makeup. Okay, now lip. Normally I go for a darker lip, so I'm gonna take that exact same. Let me also. Because at this point, I'm sweating. And I'm gonna take this. To prep my lips, I just have Vaseline on. That's just what's worked for me. I exfoliate them with a lip scrub, and then I apply Vaseline. Okay, so some people leave it here. I want a little bit more, so I normally like these two. This is the Kosas lip balm thing in the shade Malibu, and this one, you know her, you love her, our vintage diva, the MAC frosted lipstick in the shade Angel. So I think I'm gonna put on a little bit of that MAC first. And I just take a very tiny bit and just put this on the center. Now a Q-tip. Just kind of blur it a little bit. I'll go ahead and take this again. Just clean Q-tip because I was using kind of a dirty one. So, yeah. Kind of gives it a little bit of a blur, and you adjust it as you see fit. You know, everyone's makeup is different. And that is, I think, the toughest challenge for me, my Cupid's bow, when it comes to my makeup. Finally got it. And now lastly, the MAC lip gloss in the shade Nymphette. Controversial, I know, but it's fire. It's a good lipstick. I probably need to buy a new one soon because I love this. There it is. Okay. Okay. And this is the finished makeup. This is what it looks like, and this is my Florida Gothic makeup. Got my hair out. I had her in braids earlier, but I didn't like how the braids looked for this look, so I took them out. Maybe I'll put them back in because it is hot in this Florida summer. But hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Again, you can adjust, do what you like, be creative. That's the whole point of makeup. Again, there's nothing that makes it Florida Gothic other than, like, I'm from Florida and I use the term goth normally, so yeah, that's what makes it Florida Gothic. You can make your own kind of makeup. You can make New York Gothic makeup, Jersey Gothic makeup, Wisconsin Gothic makeup, or whatever. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it entertaining or you learned something. Yeah, bye.